everyone, welcome back to another episode of Green Life Garden and Home DIY channel. So what I am doing today is canning corn. Yes, I went ahead, I think I told you on my last video or one of them that I was going to be going to Winn-Dixie, picking up some corn that they had 5 for $1. These are some huge ears of corn. It's been sitting here for a day and I could tell that it's time for me to go ahead and get it shucked and do whatever I'm going to do with it. So the first thing I'm going to do is shuck it, and then from that point I'm going to go ahead and blanch it in a hot pot of boiling water. And the blanching is going to help with actually the when you process your corn in your jars and you're done with the process. A lot of times if it's not blanched already, it will have like a darker look to the corn kernels because of the sugar content. So perhaps blanching it is removing some of that sugar. You can just take it straight off the cob, pack your jars, and add your hot water to it that you use to boil the corn or blanch your corn in. But anyway, let's go ahead and get right into it. I've got everything here that I need. I've got some pint-sized jars. I've got my the cutting board. And if I was going to do cream corn, I would be using this. You're probably going to want to keep your bowl on hand. We're actually going to shuck it. So I got my little helper that's giving me a hand here.
Hello guys, this video is made in the nighttime.
We've got these here. And we're going to keep it moving. We'll show you what we got coming up next. Actually, I think I have about 25 cobs, and that is going to fill approximately 14 or more pint-sized jars.
That's a lot.
Okay, so we've got all of our corn shucked, and all I'm doing now is cutting the corn off the cob. I'm cutting it about 3/4 of the way. I'm not going to do the old-fashioned where you rake that in, because if I do that, you're going to start getting yourself cream corn. So let me go ahead and finish getting all of my corn off the cob. And this is what I'm going to be doing with every one of them. And then I'm going to pack them into my bowl. They've been blanched for 3 minutes in boiling water. And then I put them into cold water to cool them off. And then I come over here and I cut them off the cob into my bowl. Okay? Alright. So once you get your corn off the cob, and I've got quite a bit more to finish, you're going to put it in your jars. You put your funnel in, and you're going to go ahead and pack your corn in there. And then make sure your hands are clean and oopsie. You're going to pack it, and I'll show you what it looks like. I'm all got these 3 done, and you're going to leave an inch headspace, and then from this point we'll be filling them with the water that I use to actually blanch the corn. So hold tight. So all I'm doing right now, this is the water that I use to blanch the corn. I'm just going to ladle some over in here until it's filled. And it's hot. The jars were pretty hot. And I've got my pot over there getting hot. The canning pot, that is. Okay, so once you get that in there, you don't want to overfill it. I'm working with one hand, so imagine that. I'm going to pour some of this out. Ooh, the jars are hot. And you want to debubble. And you will use this will actually help you to understand how to measure to see if you got everything in the jars correctly. This was 1 inch, and then the measurements they're on there. Okay, they're right along here where my little finger is. But you'll take this and you'll just go down in there to get out any air bubbles. Alright, and once you're done with that, you're going to wipe the rim with some vinegar I have over there. Actually, before I do that, I'm going to be using a half a teaspoon of salt in mine. If you don't do salt, then don't put it in there. But I'm going to put a half of a teaspoon of salt, and then I'm going to wipe my rims with vinegar or a clean cloth before I put my lids on. Okay? Everything in the jars, got my lids on, got my rings on, and I tighten them down finger tight, and we are going to be transferring them over into the pot. If you are a first time canner, this is pretty easy, but you can go back and watch the videos I did on canning squash, and it was something else I did, potatoes perhaps, and you'll get a more detail of you know, anything that you felt like you just didn't get or missed. But this is pretty straightforward. Just cleanliness and making sure your rims are wiped clean before you put this lid on, because you want that lid to stick. You don't want anything hindering it from actually sealing the jars. So, and that's our biggest goal, getting the food in there and getting these jars sealed so they won't come undone until we open them. All right, getting ready to head to the pot. Okay, I got all my jars in the canner, and it's going to come up to 10 pounds of pressure for my altitude. Check to see what your altitude is and base your pressure accordingly. Once I get up to 10 pounds of pressure, then I will set my timer for 55 minutes. This is a vegetable. It is not a high acidic food, and so it has to be under pressure for that amount of time. Before that, this is going to begin to send out steam, and it's going to blow that steam out of there for 10 full minutes before I put my weight on, which is, I'm going to put this weight on, and that's going to take that that's going to allow that pressure to build on up in there to 10 pounds, and I'm going to adjust my heat accordingly to make sure it stay at 10 pounds of pressure and process for 55 minutes. I've got my little bowl here so you can see that steam that started about 5 minutes ago, so I'm going to let it go for another 5 minutes, and then I'll put the weight on and let this come up to 10 pounds of pressure. We are done with the processing time. 55 minutes is up. What is happening right now is the pot is depressurizing on the inside. Once it does, I will go ahead, once it finished, I will know, because this little nipple right here is going to drop, and this, when I get ready to take this weight off, there should be no steam trying to escape it. So I will not touch that with nothing in me until that pressure comes all the way down. Then I'll take that weight off, and this nipple here is going to drop, and I'll know that it's pretty much safe to go ahead and take the pot off, making sure to pull the lid this way toward me, and that way I don't lift it away from me and get an unwanted facial. All right. Okay, so we are done. The only thing that's going to happen now, once these are cooled off, you can see that they're still boiling inside. They're so hot. I will be removing the rings. You hear the lids are steady sealing. That's the sound you want to hear. I'll be removing the rings, and then I will wipe my jars down to get any of the sugar content, anything that escaped during the canning process off. Oh, they're sealing. That's really great. And then I'll put them away. Yeah, store them wherever you would store anything else. You can see I canned some pickles today too. So that is it. Let me know down in the comments if you have any questions. I'll try to answer them as quickly as possible. And we'll see you on the next video. One love.